This episode is brought to you by theskillmodeler.com. As a thank you to hitting the 3,000 subscribers, this is an extra video and tomorrow will be part 4. Hey guys, welcome to part 3 in the Ferrari build. As you saw last time, I clear coated the body after painting it in some nice candy, and now I'm moving on to color sanding and polishing it. Now, before you do this, make sure your paint is fully cured. I let my paint dry for about 5 to 6 days. Most of the times I do this in the weekends and let it dry in between while I go to work and do other stuff and things like that. So a way you can test this is by pressing your nail into the paint, and if it does not go into the paint, you know you're ready to move on to the next stage. And in this case, it's going to be sanding down the clear coat to get a smooth finish. Now, I started doing this with 1500, and that is the only grit I used. But that's just because I had some higher grit sandpapers in order and they did not come in time, and I wanted to go and do this as quickly as possible, so I just used what I had, and that was 1500. Now, this is a good base to start, and I do recommend starting at 1500 because it knocks down the orange peel really quick, and later on, after you completed this stage, the body will be dull and you can move on to your next grid, and that being 2000 and maybe even 2500 after that. But since I did not bother going to a higher grid, I just started with some Commandant 3. This is a rubbing compound with an abrasive in it, and basically what that does is shine up dull paint, because I just sanded it, but you can also do it with this, and this is about a 4,000 to 5,000 grit in my estimate. I'm not sure on this, but it works, and you can immediately see the difference between the side I did and the side I didn't. Now, I will be continuing the work like this in the rest of the video. First, I'm going to do half, show you the difference, and then show some pictures of what it looks like in the end if it's all done, and then moving on to the next stage. After completing this first stage of compound, I moved on and started with my 3-stage McGuires, and starting that off is with a Scratch X 2.0. Basically the same as the Commandant 3, but then even finer. So the Commandant 3 got rid of the 1500 scratches. Instead of doing it with a 2500 grit sandpaper, I used the Commandant 3. And now after that, I used the McGuire Scratch X that got rid of the scratches from the Commandant 3, getting it even higher gloss. Moving on to step 2 in the 3-step McGuire stage is using some McGuire Polish. This works the same as the Scratch X and the Commandant 3. You just apply it and rub it in until it kind of disappears. Then use a clean part of your towel to clean the rest off. And again, a major difference, getting rid of even more of the scratches and getting the paint even glossier. And after this stage, I will be applying some Carnauba wax as the 3rd stage in this 3-stage process from McGuire's as well. Now the way this works is pretty similar to the others. You apply it, but instead of rubbing it off immediately, you let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes in between as it turns a bit hazy and white, and then you wipe it off to get this perfectly shiny finish. and end up with a result like this. Now there is a word of caution in this. The camera does not pick up the scratches and makes this look like an absolutely flawless finish, but it is absolutely not, and that is the absolute danger in polishing and color sanding. It does leave scratches, but from a bit further away it does look amazing, and under the right lighting it looks even better. And it might even have looked better if I did use the higher grit sandpaper to finish this off. These are just some extra pictures of the products I used. And that's it. Check us out on Facebook for just some in-between photos, questions or suggestions. Post a comment or shoot me an email. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.